Portfolios, they are a necessary evil. Although you need them to get a job and it is very important that you have one, they really suck to make, and that's what I will talk about today. Hi everyone! My name is Karen, and as most of you know from my previous video, I am trying to transition into UX design, and I made this channel to create a community for all of us newbies so that we can thrive and learn together. Today I'm going to be talking about portfolios. As most of you know, portfolios are something that we all need to land a job. Unfortunately. I wish we could just send off a resume and that would be it, but you need a portfolio to kind of showcase your skills, show your work and your process, and it really is the way that you can show off your personality. For new people like me and probably you, this whole process of making a portfolio is pretty daunting. Like, I think it's pretty stressful. When I was taking the first course for the Google Professional Certificate, I got to the section where we had to do portfolios and I put it off for a whole week because I was so stressed out. Because you have to brand yourself, maybe create a logo, figure out how you want to lay everything out, and I was just like, ah! So I finally got into it and I'm pretty happy with where I'm going with the portfolio. So I did want to actually share my portfolio with you guys, and hopefully you can critique it for me and tell me what I should change or add to make it better, or if something is crappy, please tell me sooner rather than later. And I also wanted to share some of the different website builders that I've come across as I've been kind of researching what I wanted to do for my portfolio, and also share some advice that I was given from my mentor. So stay tuned. There's so many out there, and I wanted to talk about the 3 that I looked into. I actually tried out Wix, I tried out one called Portfolio Box, and I also tried out another one called UXfolio. The Wix is actually a very popular website builder in general. I don't know if I would use it for a portfolio, but you can. It is an option, and they have like template options as well as a lot of options for customization, which is good. For me though, I found that when I was using Wix, my Wix site ended up looking a bit like a blog, which I don't really think is what you should be going for. And I think I had a little too much freedom and not enough guidance, so I was playing around with colors too much, and it just didn't look all that great. I'll show you what it looks like. Don't judge me.
So this was my first attempt at a portfolio. As you can see, it's pretty simple. There's a home page, a My Work section where you can click on different tabs for different categories. I think it's because of the template I chose, but it looks too much like a blog. I don't really like it. I just kind of filled it with some of my artwork. And there's also a resume section, which I did not end up uploading. And I also have a contact page, which is pretty simple. I just got it from the template. At the bottom, you could also click around to get to the other pages, and you could also click on my name to get back to the home screen. The reason why I don't really like this website is because it doesn't look very professional to me. I don't really like the colors that I used, and the layout just isn't very nice. But I do want to say that if you intend to use Wix for your portfolio website, don't be afraid to play around with the different templates. Obviously, I chose a bad one, so just because my experience wasn't very good doesn't mean that yours won't be. I have a friend who has a Wix site for her portfolio, and it looks great, so it's really up to you.
Portfolio Box was the second website builder that I tried out because I didn't really like Wix too much. It is actually cheaper than Wix. I think if you get like the most basic account, it's like $3 or something like that per month. So you can get away with like a really cheap portfolio by using Portfolio Box. Obviously, they limit a lot of the tools, so if you do want something more dynamic, then you'd have to pay a bit more, but paying a bit more equals to the same as Wix, so it doesn't really matter anyways. So I'll show you what my portfolio looked like with that website builder, and it came out a lot better.
I went for a minimalist vibe, which I actually really like and prefer, so I'm going to stick with it. So I have my portfolio page, my resume page, my about section, and my contact page. At the bottom of every page, you'll see my socials, and if you scroll back up to the top and click on my name, it'll take you back to the home page. My portfolio page has the different case studies. There's not much in it right now. Hopefully I can fill it later. I also have my resume section. You can choose from various templates, which is really, really cool, and then just fill in the information. I like this part because you're able to put your skills and then show how proficient you are in them. The about page, I just stuck some random pictures and then wrote a little section about me. And then the contact page is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, one thing I don't like about this site is that when you pay for the more basic scheme, you can't use a lot of the functions. Like, I can only reorder my sections, I can't really customize anything, which actually made it really difficult to kind of make the page look the way that I wanted it to. So that is a warning to you if you do choose Portfolio Box.
I think it's pretty obvious that I didn't really know what I was doing when I was making these portfolios. I didn't know what I was supposed to showcase. I didn't understand what people meant when they said you need to show your process. And I was just like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know about you guys, but for me, the reason why I found making the portfolio so hard was because of the case studies. I wasn't really sure of how I was supposed to showcase my case studies, because from what I saw, a lot of portfolios online, there's just like pictures of stuff, and I'm just kind of like, what's the use of pictures? Like, yeah, you've got like a picture of an interface, but like, really? Like, is that what I'm supposed to do? But then I finally came across a couple portfolios that spoke more to how I think and how I think a portfolio should look like. And these portfolios kind of showcased the project, kind of said what the point of the project was, and then they went through the they went through the case study from start to finish. You know, what's the problem statement? What's the solution? How many months did this take? What was your role? What was the research? Maybe there were some surveys. They also showed different statistics, the type of competitive analysis that they did, and all that. And that made sense to me. So once I started seeing that and having an actual like reference point for my portfolio, I started feeling a bit more like, okay, I get it now. I understand what they mean by show your process. So hopefully this resonates with you. I'll put in some of the links that I found really useful so that you can look at it as well. Maybe it'll help you make your portfolio. So good luck. So the third and last website builder that I actually decided to go with is actually called UXfolio. It's very simple to use. It's specific to UX design, so there are different things that you could choose from, like they have options to showcase surveys. They show you kind of what you should write in your about section. There's also like, sometimes you'll get pop-ups. Like the other day I was just playing around with the margins, and then I actually got a pop-up that said, oh, be careful with adjusting your margins. Try to remember that it's important to have white space. And I was just like, oh, that is amazing. It's like I have my own little mentor making this portfolio.
The first thing that I wanted to show you is that with UXfolio, there are a lot of functions. For example, if you click the plus button, you'll see all of these different options. You can show images, you can show surveys. This is an example of what pops up if you click personas. It kind of gives you a bit of instructions. Here's another example of one of the functions. I click gallery, so it'll showcase a couple of your different pictures in whatever layout you want. Here I'm choosing the phone option with a black border. I think it's really cool and is a good way to make your portfolio look really nice.
I wanted to share what my portfolio looks like now. It's still a huge work in progress. It's by no means finished. So please, please, please do critique it.
For my portfolio, I have my portfolio page, which is the home page. And then I also have an about section and a contact page. I also have a link to my YouTube. There's also a resume section, but I haven't published it yet, so it's not up. If you go on the portfolio page, you can see the different case studies. These are mostly placeholders. I haven't really put anything into it yet. I am working on it. For the first case study, you'll see that I've written a bit about the overview, the introduction of the project, the problem statement, my strategy, etc. It's still a work in progress, so it's not finished. For my about page, I just wrote a bit about me. The contact page, pretty self-explanatory again. And then the link to YouTube. There are some limitations. For example, my socials underneath my personal statement, I cannot move those for the template that I chose. And there are some limitations to which socials I can put up there, so I didn't really like that. The other thing is the navigation. I have not figured out if you can add more tabs to the navigation, so that may be a problem if you're looking to put a lot of options in your nav. So that's just something to consider if you do choose this website builder.
The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys today was something that my mentor actually told me. I was asking her about how I should do my portfolio and whether or not I should even show it to people or make it available since it's so incomplete. And by incomplete, I mean I don't have a completed case study to put in it. I only have my projects that I've worked on, maybe assignments, but I don't have a full case study. She actually told me that I should totally put up my incomplete stuff, like show the pro bono projects that I'm working on, but have like an in progress kind of notification to let people know that this is ongoing. So you could show things like your problem statement, research that you've done so far. You could show so much even though you're not finished. So that's what I've decided to do, and that's the reason why I feel more confident with my portfolio, because there's actually some stuff inside. And I've also decided to showcase some of the assignments that I've done from some of my various courses. Like I made a UX challenges page as well as a UI challenges page, so I can just put little things in there. Or you don't even need to have that. You can just have a link to like Behance or something, and I'm sure that will do just the same thing. But I just thought that it would be a good way to fill up the empty space. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I had a lot of fun making this video for you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and definitely leave a comment below on what you think about the portfolio process, as well as maybe a link to your portfolio. I would love to see it. It was really great talking to you guys. All right, have a good day. Bye.